Angela from the website naturallivingalchemy.ca. Welcome to my channel. Now, I don't know about you, but I find it a bit of a challenge some days to get in the required minerals that my body needs. And a solution to that problem is something called Soleil water. And this is a water that can provide you with hydration by replenishing your electrolytes in a natural way, as well as providing you with many of those trace minerals that your body requires to function optimally. Now, there have been studies showing that drinking Soleil water has many health benefits, and these can include, but are not limited to, better sleep, hydration, stress reduction, balancing your hormones, balancing the pH factor in your body, decreasing muscle cramps, and helping your body detox from heavy metals. What exactly is Soleil water? Well, it's water that has been saturated with pink Himalayan salt. Now, I'm going to show you how we make a big batch of this, but all you're going to need to do is just put 1 teaspoon of your concentrate in a glass of water in the morning, drink it up, and you're good to go. But don't worry, I'll cover more of that in a moment. Now, pink Himalayan salt, if you don't know this, actually contains over 84 different minerals and elements that your body needs. We're talking iron, magnesium, calcium, and potassium. And it's actually all of the minerals that this contains, which gives it its pink color, which I think is pretty neat. So the word soleil actually comes from the Latin word sol. Now, just another side note, the French word for sun is also soleil, right? And why does this matter? Well, I have seen quite a few recipes to make this water that actually don't call for the solar infusion, which is actually a large part of the health benefits that this drink can provide you. Now, I am going to link in the description box below the full written blog article that accompanies this video, where I am going to go into more detail, including all of those 84 minerals that this water can provide you. I just don't think that you want to hear me list 84 different minerals in a video. Now, while you're down in that description box, I want you to also check out links that I have so you can get some of these things for yourself and you can make this water for you or your family. Now, I do want you to keep in mind, I'm not a doctor. None of what is on this channel is considered medical advice. It is for education and entertainment purposes only. And it is up to you to talk to your healthcare practitioners and professionals to make sure that this is something that you can safely add into your regimen. Now, what are the benefits of a solar infused water? Okay, because I did mention that's a big part of this infusion today. So there's a couple things. Internally, though, solar infused water, a lot of people have, of course, these are not necessarily scientifically backed studies. They are more anecdotal reports, okay? But the people that drink solar infused water have noticed increased amounts of energy and maybe just an overall sense of well-being and rejuvenation. One thing that we do need to consider is not all salt is considered equal. Now, 1 teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt contains 1,700 milligrams of sodium. Now, compared to 1 teaspoon of regular just white table salt, that contains 2,300 milligrams of sodium. And the American Heart Association is recommending that we consume no more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day. And ideally, we want to kind of be around that 1,500 milligram mark per day. Now, 1 teaspoon of our Soleil water is going to contain 478 milligrams of sodium. So if you do follow a diet that already has adequate or even excessive amounts of sodium, maybe be a little bit more cautious adding this into your regimen, especially if the sodium that you're getting is just regular table salt. Okay? So again, I want you to talk to your healthcare practitioner just to make sure that this is something that's going to be safe for you to add. Because while there are a lot of health benefits, I certainly don't want to give you advice that is the risks outweigh the benefits. All right, so to make this water is so simple. So what we're going to do is Soleil water is a solution that is 26% salt. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding enough salt into our water until the water cannot absorb any more salt. Okay. And we're going to want to make sure actually that there is a little bit of salt left over in the bottom. And that's just going to ensure that we have that complete saturation. Okay. So now you do want to be careful with salt and metal. So I am going to be using a metal funnel, but the utensils I'm going to be using for stirring are not going to be metal, okay? Because the metal can actually deionize the salt, and that's not what we want. So you're going to want to take a jar of any size, all right? And so I just have this large one. So this is going to fit 4 cups, okay? So we're going to just put in enough salt that it fills it just a quarter of the way. And like I said, I'm just going to be careful to not really touch any of the metals. Now, other salts that you could use along with the pink Himalayan salt, which is the most important one that's going to go in this. You could also, as I'm going to do, put a little bit of Celtic gray sea salt in it. Okay. And that's just going to give you a couple other minerals that your body likes to use. So this is just my sea salt I like, and I'm going to put in, we'll just say 2 tablespoons. Okay. Now, you could also use Redmond sea salt or Redmond real salt. It is also a pink salt, but that one actually comes from Utah. So we are going to add our water into here. And we're just going to start stirring until it is dissolved. All right. So we have stirred it up. We are absorbing everything that we could possibly absorb. So remember, we don't want to use metal. So I just have this plastic lid that I'm going to put on my jar. And I am going to let this jar sit out in the sun for the whole day. And then I'm just going to bring it in. And starting tomorrow morning, I'll just put a teaspoon of this in my water and just drink it up. Now, as you are using your Soleil water, what you're going to want to do is you're just going to have to add more water to it, okay? And if you do notice that your salt on the bottom is no longer there, you're just going to want to add more to make sure that you are at that 26% solution that we're looking for. Now, like I said, adults, you're going to take 1 teaspoon in the morning in an 8-ounce glass of water. Sorry, words are hard right now. Now, you are going to want to take that on an empty stomach. You may need to work up to that though, okay? See what your body likes, see what your body responds, okay? Because we're all a little bit different. But you are going to want to aim to have it on the empty stomach, all right? Now, children can also take this mixture. Make sure you talk to their doctor too, but their dosage would be half of a teaspoon in 8 ounces of water, okay? And filtered water is what we're going to be wanting to use. And you can also take it in a warm water or cold. It's really up to you, but just make sure that you drink it first thing in the morning. Now, storage for our Soleil water. Salt is naturally antibacterial and an antifungal. So it's not going to spoil. You can just leave it on your countertop. Now, with that being said, you're going to want to make sure when you do scoop out your 1 teaspoon or half, depending on who's taking it, that you use clean utensils. Okay. Just don't put anything dirty in here. Yes, it's antibacterial. Yes, it's antifungal. But do you really want to introduce some of those foreign matters into your solution? Probably not. Now, you are going to want to avoid this if you have high blood pressure or have experienced heart failure. Okay. Definitely talk to your doctor first and get the go ahead. Now, one thing that is needing to be mentioned because this is there's a solar infusion that's included in this recipe. Don't make this during an eclipse, okay? Because we're wanting to get the vital energy of the sun to infuse itself in the solution. When we have an eclipse, that vital force is cut off momentarily, right? You're not going to get the benefits in here. So in alchemy, we actually don't generally even start taking certain medications during solar eclipses. But I can get into more on that in another video if you want.
Okay, so we are just going to leave our jar just on this little table, and it's on the south side of my house, so it's going to be getting plenty of sun all day. What I do plan on doing is just coming out and periodically just shaking the jar, making sure that everything is just nicely incorporated and we have that good 26% solution. And if you're wondering about what else is in the back under that weird picture, I'm actually trying something different. That is an iced tea that I'm going to be making that I'm letting infuse outside all day. It has lavender as well as lemon balm in it, and I just didn't really want the bugs in there, which is why it has the cheesecloth on the top. I'll let you know how that turns out later if you want. So yeah, we're gonna let this water sit outside. You're gonna maybe want to aim for a good 8 to 12 hours, and then just bring it in, and it's good to go.
As you can see, although I thought the orange was quite a beautiful color, it does calm down and it will look more like this. All right. So comment down below and let me know, how do you like to get in your essential minerals? Okay. They are so important to our body functioning properly and optimally. How do you like to get yours in? And be sure to come back next week because I'm going to be starting a new series on how we can start to incorporate more plants into our food. So I'm going to be sharing a vinegar infusion featuring holy basil or tulsi that you can use as a base for different salad dressings, among a few other things. Because I don't know about you, but some days it just feels like I'm drinking herbal tea after herbal tea, and I have all of these tinctures that I want to get in. What if there's another way that's way easier and far less complicated? All right. So don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video and share it with anybody who you think might enjoy it. Consider subscribing to the channel so that we can spend more time together and that you don't miss future videos that I have plans on bringing. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest, so be sure to connect with me over there as well. But I just really would like to thank you for spending this time with me today, and may you find peace wherever you are.